That inner critic, right? Every one of us has it. It likes to show up at the most inconvenient, inappropriate time and tells us what we can and what we cannot do. Have you heard that voice before? That little voice in your head telling you so much about yourself, more than you, the owner of the self. If you're new to me, my name is Nse, and I am a transformational life coach and the creator of the Trauma Repair Program. And I'm so glad that you are in our community today. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways that you can stop that inner critic in its track. Before we get started, what are some of the things that this inner critic says to you? I'd like you to type in the comments, what are some of the things that it normally says to you, to see that we are not so different. Every one of us has that inner critic, both regardless of your background, whether you're rich, poor, it comes from past programming, either from our childhood, voices or opinions that were shared with us that we bought as truth, or from society or from culture, but we had no control over anyways. Now type in the chat and let me know one of those things that the critics say to you. The one that I used to hear a lot is that you are not worthy of that promotion, even if I'm busting my behinds and working as hard as I can. So type in the comments, and if you see somebody put something that you know that you have heard before, just let them know that they're not alone. So you can type in the chat, Yana, you are not alone. I have heard that too, and cheer one another up and encourage one another because we are winning this battle. And so without much ado, I'm going to jump in. So what do we do when this voice comes up and we hear these voices? Because oftentimes we think that this is our voice, because it starts out by we hearing it, and after a while we begin to believe that it's true. It's sad that after a while we begin to accept this voice. What do you do when you hear this voice right after you just made a mistake or you failed in something that you set out to accomplish? Your response will be, well, I didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do in this time. That doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It rather means that I showed up, I played full out, I had the courage. It didn't turn out as I thought it would be. There's more room for improvement. I'm going to learn and get better, and I'm going back for this same goal bigger this time, and I'm going to get it. That's what you say back. You don't just keep quiet and let it run amok in your mind and just run rampage and have a whole house party in your mind. That leads me right away to point number 2. I said it, this Mr. or Mrs. or girl or boy likes to show up at the most inconveniencing time. When it shows up and tries to tell you that you're not doing enough, look at what XYZ is doing, you're not achieving that much. It tries to make you compare yourself with other people. You respond with, I am doing the best that I can in this moment, and that is enough. I don't compare myself with anybody. I celebrate them for what they have accomplished, but I am on my journey and I am doing the best that I can. Or before you start something new, that voice comes and starts telling you, well, you got to have all your ducks in a row. You got to have everything sorted out and settled. You say, I am allowed to do it scared. I am allowed to start, and I'm allowed to grow with the process. I'm allowed to learn from any mistake that I make as I grow. This is new, and it is perfectly fine for me to do it when I'm not yet ready. It's perfectly fine for me to do it when I'm scared out of my wits, but I'm going for it. That's your response. When it shows up at your door knocking, trying to make you feel that there's something wrong with you, that you're broken, that you're flawed, that you're not perfect. Why aren't you happy like other people all the time? You say, I am allowed to feel. I am allowed to feel good. I am also allowed to feel bad. I'm allowed to be happy. I'm allowed to be sad. I'm a fully integrated human being, and it's perfectly okay for me to feel. When it shows up trying to tell you that you are not worthy of love, that you are not perfect, you have XYZ flaws, you are not all that, you're not thin enough, fat enough, big enough, rich enough, poor enough, whatever it is. You say, I don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love. Nobody's perfect, and everybody, including me, is worthy of love. When it shows up and you start hearing those words, trying to hold you back, trying to keep you small, trying to keep you from playing full out, You perfectly recognize it for what it is. You recognize that this is a thought, and this doesn't mean that it's true. I get to make the meaning. I get to create the story and the meaning I want out of this. And then you go ahead and do what it is that you have to do. Learning to detach from the inner critic and not giving it so much role and not giving it so much control will determine how far you go in life and how successful you can be. We're never going to get a time where we don't hear this voice. Even successful people constantly hear this voice. But what is the difference between one person and the other? The other person knows how to control this and how to get this out of their way quicker, sooner, faster. I'd like to know which of these points resonated with you today. Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe to this channel, because I am committed to bringing you quality content 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Feel free to share this video, this content, or any other content on this channel with someone that you know will be blessed of it. Until we see again, is goodbye.